Houston Astros. I didn't expect. I was just too excited that spring training was coming on. I forgot about this and forgot that, yeah, spring training is coming and this is about to be a problem. And the problem is, of course, any self-respecting journalist is going to begin to ask for opinions from players that are not Astros. And the players are actually talking. Unlike the steroid scandal where everybody kind of took a team or a company approach and buttoned up their lips and made it, very rare that you see a player speaking out against another player. In this particular scandal, the players are like coming out hard against the Astros. Manfred had a press conference. I didn't even think he had the press conference on the first or second day. I think he saw what was happening on the first or second day, and he decided to say something on the third day. And for those who are not familiar, I'm speaking of the opening of spring training with pitchers and catchers reporting last week. I'm referring to day one of pitchers and catchers reporting as the first day. So it took a couple of days for Manfred to come out and say something, and what he said was public scrutiny and damage to reputation is enough punishment for the players. That he wasn't willing to take or consider taking the World Series trophy away, which personally I don't agree with taking the trophy away, but he felt like this punishment was more than enough. Danny, what are your reactions to what you've seen here in regards to this Astros scandal in the first few days of spring training?
Since you started with Manfred, I'm going to start with Mr. Commissioner. He needs to have some balls. Take the title away.
Ooh.
I don't want to hear that it's never been done before. This has never happened before. It doesn't matter. Take it away. Because they got fined $5 million. I understand that's a collective bargaining agreement thing. That's the most they could be fined.
That's the most.
And then 2 lost draft picks.
Is that
2
the
years.
most?
Yes.
Per that collective bargaining.
Right.
Whoa.
So I'm like, shit.
That's all he can do.
The Mets should go cheat, pay $5 million, lose 2 draft picks,
hold up a second.
and get me a title.
You just gave me some information that I wasn't aware of. That's the most that he could do
That's
legally?
the most a team could be fined is $5 million.
For any infraction?
Yes.
But what about the Braves? When they had to, they took all those players and stuff away from the Braves. And I'm going to look that up to find out exactly what happened to the Braves. But the Braves cheated by paying international free agents more money than they were actually allowed to. And they then lost players. Teams were allowed to take players from the Braves. Right? So I'm not sure if they were fined the same amount of money and lost draft picks, but I know they lost some players.
I know the draft picks hurt because that's how they built the team they have now. They were bad for a few years.
But it's only 2 first rounders.
Take those titles away. And then
hold on. When you're taking those players, they have to their salary has to equal up to the $5 million, or are you saying they can find the $5 million?
The team got
plus?
fined $5 million. The team, like the owner.
Right. So what I'm talking about taking players is those players aren't getting paid yet. What they were paid is a signing bonus. They're prospects. They're not major league players whose money counts on a major league payroll. They're prospects, but they get paid $3, $4, $5 million in some instances as signing bonuses. But annual salaries no more than 50, 60, 70 grand a year. But that's not the thing. If those are your valued prospects and you cheated to get them, and that's why the Braves lost their prospects, teams were allowed to take those prospects away.
So that being said, collective bargaining, now I have a problem. Not a problem, but my message to the players that are bitching and complaining across the league, Cody Bellinger, everybody that's complaining, go back to your rep and bargain a stiffer penalty.
Right.
If you really are that angry,
right,
then allow the league to punish teams harder than they just got punished.
Here's the ill thing. I don't see how players could have ever perceived in their brain maybe that somebody would do this and it would be so widespread that a whole team would do this. You know what I mean? So it's almost something that is catching people by surprise because everybody talks about the unwritten rules. If you're stealing signs on the field, you're going to get retribution. What's going to happen to you if you're stealing signs illegally like that?
When you have no rules and things set up in place, people just do what they want to do. If you don't have traffic laws and you know what type of penalty you'll get for running red lights or whatever, then people just do it until they get caught and they say, okay, this is your punishment. So the way I feel is that baseball should have something in place that's a deterrent.
Right.
If you win a championship and it's connected to cheating, you're going to have to vacate the title. This is how much it's going to cost you. This is how many games you're going to be suspended. I just don't get how you could take something serious like steroids and then like let this ride, because I think this hurts the game more than it does the actual steroids. So I just think they need to buckle down and figure out what they want to do so people don't want to do this again, because like you said, it's worth it. It's worth it. I can get a couple championships and pay you $5 million a year, but we still get a ring. It's worth it. And as a player, nothing happens to me. All I have to do is tattletale on everybody.
I'm working my way up.
You might get pegged a couple times.
Oh, whatever. I'll take that. I'll take that.
That's going to be brawl. There might be a couple of brawls.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll get a ring.
Right.
Yeah. But after I get hit, I'll flash my ring. I got one. You don't. I took your MVP.
I'm working my way up. So the commissioner, the players, in particular now Cody Bellinger. The problem I have with him is saying we got robbed of a ring.
Right. I didn't agree with that.
How do you know that?
Right.
Like, what if the other team that the Astros knocked out, like the Yankees or anybody else, how do you know they weren't going to beat you? So, and then I heard he wasn't that good in the World Series.
Right.
So I would calm down with that part of it. But I understand the anger. You're angry. You play to win titles. You were cheated. What you feel was out of it.
Now, did you hear about the Yu Darvish games?
No.
Oh, it's in the Daily News. Yu Darvish had 2 starts. He got blasted in both of them. Didn't get out like the second inning in both of them. He's pissed. He had something to say. So, and there was a comment from Kenta Maeda that he was shocked when it happened, that Darvish is not the type of pitcher in a big spot to come up so flat twice. You know what I mean? And now Darvish is talking. This is far-reaching. It's far-reaching. You had another point.
Everybody thinks that they're cheating right now, and to your point, we just don't know how it would have turned out if they just weren't stealing signs. They increased their chances
significantly.
But
they were a great team. Period. They're a great
from
team.
what I keep
period.
hearing, I don't watch baseball.
Yeah, right, they're a beast. They're a
good.
beast team anyway.
They're good.
It was ridiculous. Why the extra advantage? Did you have another point?
My biggest issue is Carlos Correa. So tag him, whatever. So I'm going to speak to him. Carlos, excuse my language. Shut the fuck up.
Ooh, he's bringing it today.
You cheated. You cheated. So whether or not these accusations, it doesn't matter what everybody else says, whether they're accurate, whether they know all the facts like you said, just shut up. You cheated. Stop talking about 2017 because I think you cheated other years. All they're mentioning is 2017. So just shut up, take whatever people say, and just shut up and play.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter what people say. That's like cheating on your wife and saying, I didn't get that girl pregnant, or it only happened once. Or like nobody cares. Like just shut up and take whatever people say. Just take it, turn away, and just play ball.
Right, and lift some weights because you might be in a couple of altercations.
So whatever, even I don't care if what people are saying is accurate or not. It does not matter. I don't care what you have to say anymore. Just shut up and play ball. That's all.
Right.
This is the first time I've on this show that anybody's looked directly into the camera. Call the person's name out
because I want him
and told him how he felt.
I meant to start this. I was thinking about what I'm gonna. I meant to start this by saying that I'm a big supporter of Latino baseball players, including especially Dominican players, Puerto Rican players. But
come on, let's be honest. You don't like the Puerto Ricans.
I'm married to Puerto Rican, so I support them.
That says you like them.
I've always liked that team. I've always liked Correa, Altuve. I like them, but they're very likable. But now they just need to shut up. You got caught, and all those apologies I'm sorry. You're not
Trash.
sorry. You're sorry you got caught. Because they would have kept going.
They would have kept going. And they did keep going. So you mentioned 2017. But the buzzer thing rings fresh in my brain as a Yankee fan because I'm blessed to be a Yankee fan because I expect to go to the playoffs every season. And based on going to playoffs every season and having a chance to win a championship every season, every time we lose in the playoffs, I reconcile it. I understand that luck is a huge, huge thing in the playoffs. And the reason I can say that is because my team's always in the playoffs. So I know the difference between when they go all the way and when they don't. There's so much luck involved winning baseball games in those big spots against great pitchers when nobody's going to hit and you got to win a game 3-2 and 4-3. So much luck involved, who you face, who you don't face. So I always find a way to reconcile it. I chalk this one up to, you know what? We got a chance. Our best against their best won.
Somebody
To find out, he's rounding the bases, and he won't let anybody rip off. He's telling people not to rip his shirt off. You just hit a home run in the biggest spot.
Did you hear Gary Sanchez what he said?
Yes.
The Yankee catcher said,
Take
if
my
I
pants.
hit a home run
Yeah.
to send my team to the World Series, you could rip my pants off. You could
Yes.
take everything off.
Exactly. So why would you be rounding the bases, telling people not to rip your shirt off, then immediately, while your team is celebrating a monumental, this is not a regular game, ladies and gentlemen. This is a win to push you in the World Series versus your biggest competition, the best team that you could possibly face at this point.
Maybe the best
And
closer.
the best pitcher you could possibly face at this point to win a game. And you run off the field, come back in a different shirt, and then say your wife felt like you shouldn't be taking your shirt off in public? Or the second story now is he had a weird tattoo? So the first cheating scandal is about 2017. But as far as I'm concerned, there's got to be a blemish here for 2019 because that Altuve incident doesn't make sense.
Also, Laz, I like Cuban players too. I got questioned on that. On the messages here. Yeah, he's like, not Cuban players. So I'm like, yeah, I like Cuban players too.
Who questioned you, Tim?
No, my friend Laz.
Okay.
Yeah, that whole situation, they need to just play ball, keep quiet, and just play. There's a lot. This isn't going away.
Right.
There's a.
Now, Mike Trout made comments today. Did you see those?
I didn't hear those.
What did he say?
Oh,
I heard he spoke, but
he spoke out. And
he said careers have been affected.
now, how about the pitcher that's suing? Did you see that?
That's
Did you see
genius,
that?
the way he's doing it.
All right, so I mentioned this before that the true effect of this is those guys that were borderline and finally make it to the big leagues, get a shot, and you happen to be pitching in Houston, and that might be it for you. Well, apparently there was one such story. All right? I don't remember the player's name. I think it's Bolsinger. He was a major league journeyman teetering on a major league career. His last start in the major leagues was in Houston. He got smashed up.
Sorry, before bedtime, I got to say hi to Jace. Hi, Jace.
What up, Jace?
Go to sleep.
Did he hear what you said a minute ago?
I hope he didn't hear me curse.
Jace had on earmuffs.
I hope he didn't hear me
Jace,
curse.
no earmuffs in your house?
So
It's
I'll
okay.
say,
You
It's
gotta say
okay.
earmuffs.
good night, Jace. I'll see you
Right.
later.
Night, Jace.
Right.
Half my name.
But Bolsinger is suing because he basically lost his major league job because of the Astros in a third of an inning. And
money.
and
How much money are you doing for?
No, that's why I say it's genius. He's
Yeah.
not suing to get anything himself. He wants what is it he's asking for?
he's asking for
spot on the roster?
He's asking for the award to be a part of a package that would help retired players that need
I think
money.
he wants the bonus money that they got from winning the
And
championship.
that's the other
team
thing. They make
money.
bonus money. So for getting to the World Series, you make a bonus. For winning the World Series, you make a bonus. And that's the truth in all American professional sports. You win a playoff round, you just made more money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Mike Trout says they cheated. I don't agree with the punishment. I lost respect for some of those guys. Going up to the plate, knowing what's coming, that would be a lot of fun. You could take my shirt off. If you hit a homer to send your team to the World Series at home, you could do whatever you want to me. Mike Trout, quote unquote. And there it is, folks.
So they didn't. So did they? They didn't get fined $5 million.
They got fined $5 million,
$5
but that was
million.
the max.
So that's the
That's it.
team. Like the owner
team.
pays that.
Right,
$5 million for a major league owner is
Yeah,
like
that's nothing.
right.
Drop in the bucket.
Right. I believe, and I was talking before the
fight.
show, I think they should have lost. I think they should have been punished similar to the way the Braves were punished, where you start taking their prospects away. Because the team loaded with prospects.
But here's the thing with that: you got a whole team that was actually cheating.
Yeah.
What? Mike Trout just said he lost respect for some of those players. Why
Yeah.
would I want some of those players on my team now?
Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
this whole thing is gonna get
yeah,
ugly.
it's gonna be nasty however you put it,
can we
because
just suspend the Astros team for a season? Like, just don't have them play the season.
You know
Is
what?
that possible?
But the players can't get punished.
right, but their AAA team would be really good too. But yes,
But why can't
you're right.
why can't
They
the
have,
players be punished?
They said if they talk, they cannot be punished. So that was the only way to get information out of the players. So
Yeah.
Because they were punishing the organization for they're trying to find out.
Right.
Huh.
All right, let's move on.